Yo, what is going on, guys? Welcome into today's trade recap. Today, I made $14,993 copy trading this morning, and I traded all of these trades I'm about to show you guys live with my one-on-one students this morning. We're going to go ahead and just break all of these trades down, do a full analysis, top-bottom analysis, how I went through the entire day, everything. I know at the beginning of all of my videos, I keep mentioning that I have a free 6-hour course, but I have something new for you guys that is completely free at the end of this video, but you have to watch until the end to get it. I only want the most serious people to get this for completely free. Trust me, you do not want to miss what I'm going to be giving you. Anyways, let's go ahead and get into the proof and today's trade recap. Alrighty guys, so as you can see, I have my P&L here from Backtrader. This is the copy trading platform that I use and personally prefer over TradeSync and Tradecopia. I've used all of the different copy trading platforms. This is by far my favorite. My main thing is that you can trade this with your phone. It's all on mobile. It's also on desktop. You can use it literally anywhere. That's what I like about it. But I just thought I'd let you guys know because I get comments every video asking, what do you use to copy trade? So this is Backtrader. It's my favorite platform. Anyways, now let's go ahead and get into the actual trades. All right, so going into the market open today, I just simply looked at the sessions. What do we do in Asia? We are on a downtrend. London is in an uptrend, okay? So nothing crazy significant here. I'm just looking at session highs, session lows. Before the market opens, we have Asia high that ended up getting swept out. All right, so now I'm just saying, all right, where are we going? All right, so honestly, I'm sitting here thinking, all right, we're probably gonna go for these 4 hours above us, okay, and start pumping. We did sweep out Asia high, so there is technically a reason for us to go a little bit lower, but overall, I'm kind of bullish just because of what London did. So I draw out my OTE from the low to the high. I'm just looking out for where these levels are. So right here, first thing I'm noticing is the hourly fair value gap is in the discount. So I need my trade to be in discount ideally. And that's all I needed to know, is that we need to rebalance this uptrend. So this sweep of liquidity of Asia high, this is reason for us to go lower to retrace the higher time frame move. Right here, 926, market is about to open. And the first thing I think is I know that the point of market open is to manipulate. Okay, so let's see right here. What I did is I set a limit order for this hourly fair value gap. Right here, put a stop loss down here and put my take profit a little over this 18 open and simply waited for market open and it ran the buy limit and hit me out for TP. And like I said, I was doing this on stream with my one-on-one students. If you guys are interested in learning from me one-on-one or in a group setting, there's a link for that in the description. Just thought I'd throw that out there. Now, as you can see right here, this is a trade that I took without an inverse fair value gap. Okay, so some of you guys don't understand, like, all right, does this not follow the usual continuation model that you trade? It is still the exact same idea because we're going to be using valid ways to enter on continuation based trades only. Okay, so usually there's an IFEG, but in this case, the way I like to trade market open is that I don't have the time to wait for the market to actually put in an inverse 9 times out of 10, because as you can see, this literally happened all within 1 minute. The trade ran the level, manipulated, and ran back. So we literally had the manipulation and distribution of that tiny little move that ended up doing 73 points. Pretty big move, but fairly small in time. It did all of that within 1 minute, okay? So the thing is, we don't have time to wait for the IFEG 9 times out of 10. So I will literally willingly look for the last fair value gap that is not traded into in a trend, which is what I've called the GS gap, and I will limit order that as an entry if the risk reward plays out. And this risk reward's great. It's a 2.69, okay? So that is why I took that trade, just high conviction that we would pop up, because I've literally been observing market open for this exact same setup literally since I was a senior in high school. I remember I went on a 17-day win streak doing this for like 3 minutes every morning when I was in high school, and it was a blessing. It worked even better back then, but it's the same idea. It's just waiting for market open to do its manipulation and catching that. Okay, so now we have our next trade here. All right, so now I'm kind of just waiting and I see, all right, we have our manipulation and now I'm saying, are we going to inverse higher? So we end up inversing this right here and then we end up dumping. So now I'm thinking, okay, what are we doing here? Are we going to resweep this low? I'm not really counting on it because we already set in a good manipulation, because the manipulation wasn't, it was an actual important level. It was an hourly fair value gap, a very important draw on liquidity. What I did here is I thought, okay, well, what other concepts do I know that show where price could reverse without sweeping a level? And the only one is a rejection block. I don't use these like crazy, but for the past week, they've actually been playing out pretty well. A rejection block is simply whenever you have a wick On the 1 minute time frame, it depends, it's time based. So if it's something like market open, you're going to do the 1 minute wick that sweeps out a pool of liquidity or trades into a fair value gap, something that manipulates. And you're going to mark that out in the midpoint of it. Okay. And then I like to do 5 minutes, but because this was time based, I couldn't do 5 minutes. Okay. So I'm sitting here, I'm saying, all right, I want to see if the market wants to use this wick as a support zone and trade off of 0.5. So I'm kind of just sitting here waiting. The market opened a 1 minute fair value gap right here. And then I enter long here. Okay. So I'm entered long right here. And I'm simply targeting this unfilled 1 minute gap right here. Okay. This is a good trade. And we ran up quite a bit. Hold on, I'll let you see that. We ran up pretty well. We swept out this internal high, but what I did not see is that on ES, we had an SMT at the high. Okay, so just to show you guys here, this high got swept on ES, but not on NQ. So we had a bearish SMT that was a conflicting signature and price against the current trade I was in, because it is saying that we could go lower. We have reason to go lower, okay, while I'm in a long. I ended up not seeing this. Unfortunately, because the thing is, I would have trailed my stop up and just got out for a little bit of profit, but I didn't see this. So I ended up, staying in this trade. We wicked into this fair value gap. We pulled up a little bit, and I managed to get out for break even right here. Okay, so we're at 1 win, 1 break even. Now, for the last trade here, I'm sitting here, I'm saying, listen, this is a good setup. We have reason to go higher. We had the manipulation lower, and that's time-based manipulation. Okay, I'm gonna hide ES because we don't really need to look at it anymore. But we have reason to go higher. We have a rejection block concept here, confluence as well. We have an IFG confirmation. Okay, we have the strong wick as well. Like time and price are aligning very well. Okay, so this is everything we want to see. Now, this IFG setup is still good. The problem is that how much risk would have been still on the trade if I ideally wanted to have it at the low, which would have been 111 points. So what am I going to do? I'm going to scale my time frame down. So now we're on the 30 second, okay? But one thing I've been always talking about is right here. So, okay, so we can see there's a 30-second inversion as well. There is a fair value gap right here. People are looking to get in long right here as well on the retracement of this fair value gap. Let me just zoom in even more. People are looking to get in on this fair value gap right here. But what people are not seeing is when you go down to the 15 second, there is one unfilled fair value gap left in this entire range right here, which is why I keep calling this a GS gap. I'm the only one who's showing this. Scale down your time frames because you can see levels that you weren't able to see before. Because if you were to take this trade, you would have been all the way up here and you would have seen a ton of drawdown. But I simply was saying, okay, I'm going to look for the market to trade back into this. And another thing I was observing here, we have rejection block. We have swing high, we have pullback, okay? And then we have pump through. Essentially, this pattern and formation I'm looking at here is a market structure shift. It's the only technical pattern I like to trade in the market. It looks like a W, okay? And an M for bearish examples. But we have the displacement through the top. So you see that on the 15 second, but when we go higher, we also see it on this time frame. So you want an inversion and a displacement candle closure over an internal high, which would have been this one, okay? But we can't get that yet because we have to rebalance, okay? So, right here, we have our last unfilled. So what do? I set a limit order right at it, put my stop loss down here because I don't think the market's going to want to trade this far down because also of OTE. And then we take the TP and we throw it higher. I was originally targeting this level right here at the high, but I ended up not doing it because I needed consistency rule. I had to keep it even. So, as you can see right here, bang. Okay, that was the trade I took. And like I said, I took all of these live in front of my one-on-one students this morning. And then after that, we called it a day. I was not trying to trade anymore. But those were the setups that I took today to make $14,993. And I'll be requesting a payout on Monday because I'm not going to be trading tomorrow because it's a bank holiday. If anything, I might maybe trade an evaluation account. And even I usually don't do that, but I might just do it for some content and just for fun. But yeah, so there you guys have it. This is the setups I saw this morning that a lot of people were not able to catch because when you sit here and you look at the 1 minute, it's a little confusing. The 5 minute, what the hell are you going to catch on the 5 minute? Probably nothing unless you're somehow knew that this low would, work. But, and there's also an SMT at the low. Okay, I actually did not know that. But when you sit here and you really break down the lower time frames, things become a lot easier to look at. And we were able to do this all within, when it hits what we were able to do this all within 20 minutes. So we made basically 15K in 20 minutes. Okay. When I know a lot of people didn't even get the trade today because they were confused on what price action was doing in the morning, especially when they were looking at that 5-minute time frame. There you guys have it. And now it is time that I give you guys my new free gift. I decided that the 6-hour course needed some improvements. So we've now increased it to an 8-hour free course going over concepts, my strategy, how I risk to make $30,000 a month with prop firms, literally everything, psychology, risk management. It goes over the GS gap. It goes over everything. It's now 8 hours. I added more modules and more lessons for free so you guys can learn, get some reps in and become a better trader and get that damn profitability, okay? So that is the first link in the description. First link in the description, 8-hour free course. Second link in the description, if you'd like to learn from me one-on-one. Third link in the description is going to be if you'd like to join the group mentorship inner circle where you get lifetime access to my GS model indicator that does literally all of this charting for me. And on top of that, you get 60 recorded classes. You get my daily analysis, daily trade recaps that I don't post on YouTube because I only do a couple of these each month. And on top of that, you get weekly student journal reviews. You get direct access to ask me questions. You get a ton of stuff, okay? So if you are serious about that and you really want to take your trading to the next level and you have the funds to invest in that, that is going to be the third and second link in the description. So you guys go check that out. And remember, I added these free modules so you guys can get some more reps in. Do not take this for granted. I'm putting in more work than any other trader in the industry right now. Go lock in. I'm giving you free sauce. It's up to you to go, actually implement it. So go watch that. Go take your notes and send me your notes. And I just might give away an eval to a couple people who send me their notes on IG at GS Trades on IG. So if you like this trade recap and you want me to do more, please drop a comment and let me know some feedback on these. And yeah, without further ado, I will see you guys in the next video. Y'all have a blessed rest of your day. And remember, do not trade tomorrow on your funded accounts for the bank holiday. Come on now, enjoy the 3-day weekend, and I'll see you guys next week. Peace.